Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Munro Live. Jordan Arocha here at CES 2026. I'm here with Nate Burnclaw. Nate is a senior research technologist here at Kubota. And behind us, we've got some really interesting stuff that we want to talk about that Nate can talk through how we're using some of this technology and what the advantage is and maybe how that relates to some of the broader agricultural industries that we're seeing. You know, we were talking offline briefly about California, but you know, Nate, maybe just, this is pretty a wild looking thing that we've got on the tractor. Maybe just open it up and talk about what this unit's doing, how Kubota is servicing this technology and servicing the broader agricultural industry.
Yeah, so really we've got a system here and there's kind of three components. We have our legacy Kubota tractor that's been around for years, very robust, very reliable, very well accepted in the industry. And what we've done is layered two other systems on top of that. One is our autonomous system from our partner Agtonomy, which is shown here. And so that allows the tractor to navigate on predefined routes. We can also coordinate and put multiple tractors into play on the same acreage. And what this allows us to do is things that weren't possible before. So for example, this camera here is all about crop health. This is from a company that Kubota acquired recently, Bloomfield Robotics, and they've been at this for about 10 years. And what this camera does is it can look at fruits, specifically grapes and blueberries, and we can get all kinds of data from that. We can go through what we call a work loop, where we're gonna assess what's going on out in the field. We're gonna analyze those images, and then we're gonna take recommended actions. So one example is if you were a grower and you were perhaps growing blueberries, and you had maybe 2 orders to fulfill with limited labor. Well, you can look at those orders and see what the specifications are. Maybe one's for a premium grocery store, maybe one's from just your average grocery store. Well, you can see that with this camera, we can actually scan the field and determine by size and color which berries are going to be ready for picking. And so then we could layer that on with a heat map, and from your device, you could actually see which areas in your field are going to be ready for harvest, and you could actually deploy your best labor to your best opportunity.
Wow. So it's not just assessing the crop and the health status and the ripeness of a particular crop. You're also able to turn that into something for the grower, right?
Yes.
The farmer.
It's all about
and say
action.
Target this
Yes.
sector.
Yeah. The people that we deal with, they don't want data for the sake of data. Nobody wants science projects anymore.
Yeah.
They want things that are actually going to drive real value for their operations.
Yeah.
And so that's what this type of a system does.
No.
But we need the full suite. We need the tractor that's able to be deployed. It may not be on a tractor. We could put this camera on another vehicle as well that we could make autonomous in the future.
Yeah.
And this could scout every, on a schedule at the convenience of the customer.
So there's a lot going on here. Like I'm looking at what looks to be a heat sink, probably for the compute. These are, looks like giant LEDs.
Giant LEDs. We need those LEDs because the color for produce is very specific. And we need to be able to see all kinds of different color hues across the full spectrum. And so we need a very bright light to be able to capture that image so that we can get the full color resolution for our machine learning pipeline. This across the top isn't necessarily a heat sink, it's a heat shield to protect the electronics from the bright sunlight that we see in Southern California type environments.
Whereas off to the side, you've got a dedicated heat sink, it looks like.
For the processing unit.
So it's got passive air cooling, but then it probably has a fan presumably inside that's helping with the electronics internally. Awesome. Man, so are you running these LEDs day or night?
These only flash when the image is being taken.
Okay.
And yes, we actually see that for certain types of situations, taking it at night is an advantage because you get that full black background, and our machine learning can handle that a little bit more efficiently.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How are you guys able to maintain connectivity to the farmers or the folks running these machines out in the field?
Yeah, so for right now we use a Starlink receiver that's mounted into the hood up here.
Awesome.
And one thing about these cameras though, they're actually taking resolutions that are so high, at this point in time it's really not feasible to get the turn rate that we need on the data processing. So we actually do eject a card from these today. As bandwidth improves, we have the pipeline ready to ingest that when it's ready to be streamed. But currently this thing on an 8-hour shift might ingest up to 1 terabyte of data.
Oh, wow.
And we need that resolution, so we actually pre-process it in a unit that sits off on the farm. So at the end of the day, at the end of the shift, when you're doing your normal maintenance parking this thing, you just take the card out, replace it with another card, and take the one that has the data. put it into our uploader, and it does some pre-processing there on the ground, so that when we're putting things up to the cloud, it's in the most efficient way possible.
So the connectivity is really, it's not for this unit, there's
No,
a solid state memory.
No, this is solid state. This connectivity is for the controlling the autonomy features on the tractor.
Wow. Well, it's really exciting to see what you guys are doing here. I see the giant RAM mount. That's pretty cool looking.
We love the guys at Rams.
Right. It's like a giant phone mount, but obviously a bit more robust than that.
Very versatile.
It's very exciting to see what Kubota is doing in this space. And looking at from a totally different lens, right? It's not automotive. There's giant industries, but I think you had mentioned in California, it's $60 billion alone. The agricultural industry, the size of the market, 17 million of which is
17 billion
or billion. Apologies,
labor.
Is the labor piece of that. This is helping those folks do that stuff more efficiently.
Correct.
And really target the sector of the crop that needs to go to a certain distribution location.
Yep. All about deploying labor efficiently. We don't want folks walking aimlessly around properties looking for, what's the right place to pick. We want to try to make that as easy as possible so that it can be deployed. It's a precious resource. We need to deploy it efficiently.
That's awesome. Well, Nate, thank you for letting us have a moment of your time. This has been a great overview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Looking forward to see what you guys do. Yep. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.